The views and opinions expressed in this program are those of the participants and do not necessarily reflect the views and positions of the agency.
Welcome to DYCD Next Gen. I'm your host, Ryan Coates. Our monthly podcast will feature the very latest on everything DYCD has to offer, and we will go right to the heart of the story. For our second episode, joining us are our high school interns who will be a part of all of our episodes from this point forward. So if you guys would like to introduce yourself real quick to the audience.
Hi, hello, my name is Jaylien Rivera. I'm from DYCD, the discretionary unit, and at DYCD, I conduct reports and I review the documents.
Hi guys, my name is Doris. I am also an apprentice here at DYCD. I am under the Youth Services unit, and I am a project coordinator. So I do a bunch of projects around the office and helping my team.
So for today's topic, we're going to be discussing two things. Our first topic will be discussing social media and how it has impacted the election and just American politics in general. And a little bit later, we'll also be going into discussing Runaway Homeless Youth. Let's get right into it. So the election, lots of different reactions online. And what have you guys have seen on your social media pages? Have you seen a lot of positivity, negativity, in between? Just go a bit into that.
I've honestly seen a mix of both. I feel like people have been joking around about it, and other people, they've been very serious. There's a lot of people that's actually going in on it, talking about both of the candidates, their pros and cons, and as to why, certain things should be the way they wanted it to be, but things work different ways.
I agree with that. It's a lot of mixed reviews, a lot of mixed opinions. Personally, everything is curated per person. So I've seen a side of the election, and I'm sure other people are seeing other sides. It's a mix of emotion for a lot of people, especially for me and everything. But, hopefully things will prosper in the future.
Yeah, I've been seeing a lot of mixed things too, and lots of positive things, a lot of negative things. I've seen more of we're just looking forward to the future and just and just hoping that we come together as a country, just
definitely
to have peace. So I've seen a lot of that. What social media platforms do you guys use mostly?
TikTok and Instagram.
Yeah, TikTok, Instagram.
So have you guys been seeing TikTok reactions and everything too, and in-depth videos and whatnot?
I have, mainly on Instagram. I've seen people, I guess they had a voting line and an optional voting line, and they've been putting celebrities like LeBron James. I seen one, which was shocking to me because this is actually something very serious, and for you to put a celebrity that's not even a candidate is hello.
Yeah, I agree.
On the voter ballot, right?
Yes.
Right.
I was confused.
I've seen that too. A lot of, even before the election started, there's a lot of influence from social media, especially on TikTok. It's a very open platform, so basically anybody could be on there. And, people have their predictions, people have their opinions, whether it be negative or positive. It's definitely about how you get influenced about it. Right. And especially election night, TikTok was going crazy.
Yes.
So many live videos just of the countdown and everything.
The countdown, or there was people actually recording the whole election from their phone to the TV,
on
making
the TV
it live.
Screens?
Yes, it was so funny. And the comments, they would put red hearts, blue hearts, and more red hearts and more blue hearts. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely, social media has definitely changed the way we view politics and elections. What do you guys think are the positives and negatives of how social media could impact people's opinions?
I think that many people were influenced to vote because they see how serious it is, especially the people that just turned 18 now this year.
I've seen a lot of first time voters.
Yes. I actually asked one of my mutuals, I was how was your experience? And they was I was nervous because what if I vote made the wrong decision, and how would it affect me if I made the wrong decision? But she also told me she did research, and many people, I think that they should do their research before they go vote.
I agree. I think with everything happening, people definitely have stronger opinions, and seeing a lot of Gen Z going out to vote was definitely, empowering. A lot of my friends, we grew up seeing people like our parents go vote. And
right. But seeing your friends is so wow.
Well, you're such a grown up, you're going to vote. But it truly is voting for our future and voting for, what we believe. And I think that's really awesome. You believe in something so hard and you believe this is right, that you go and you try to make a change, which is definitely the starting point.
Right.
I think I've seen a lot of I think Gen Z, when it comes to being vocal and very outspoken about certain issues, a lot of voices, people speaking their opinions and everything, and some people hey, do this to help. It's really it's really cool just seeing how much the generations have changed from people wanting to take action, people wanting to see change.
Yeah.
Right.
But it can definitely be very controversial and hard to be on certain platforms because there's so much information.
Right.
There can be so much misinformation that on both sides you can, it can be hard to form your own opinion from it. And I think Gen Z struggles from that a lot, and also older generations who are on the internet, it's definitely a struggle trying to, figure out what is correct and what they want to believe in.
Right. What about the people that actually think both sides are correct? What if they wanted both presidents to come together? How would they feel? How to explain it? They're thinking one candidate's beliefs versus the others. What if they agree with both candidates? How do they actually put on the ballot what to vote? You know what I'm trying to say?
To pick?
Yeah.
Have you guys ever seen misinformation online? Have you ever done research and you look at a fact or anything, you're you know what, maybe I need to check other sources
all
and
the
see
time.
Definitely.
All the time.
It's inevitable. You will run across these things just because it's so easy to just say things anonymously on the internet
Right.
and claim to be somebody else. It happens with news and everything in the media could happen to anybody, honestly.
Right.
And I've also been seeing a lot of a lot of influencers. They're also speaking about politics and everything. And a lot of people, I remember watching a video on TikTok and a guy was oh, I get all my my sources and everything from listening to podcasters and live streamers and everything. So I think that played a big part in it.
Right, because you're getting influenced by somebody else, but what if what they think is totally wrong?
Yeah, there's it could be slightly biased.
Right.
Because they're not an official news source. They don't really work directly with a news source. So, it's kind of hard to
hard to pick.
Travel that line.
But I mean, everybody's easily influenced these days. This is why influencers exist. And I think that's the beauty of it all. Depending on what side you're on, these influencers are one of the, they push you forward to do these actions.
Right.
I think there wouldn't have been as many Gen Z voters or voters in general this election if there wasn't people on the internet saying hey, go vote. If you don't vote, you probably won't get what you want, or different turnouts. So definitely I think that's a pro of influencers. It's making people go out and do what they believe is right, but definitely searching up information.
Yeah, right. And I've been seeing a lot of celebrities. I think there was a ton of celebrities that were
one of the candidates they brought out a whole bunch of celebrities, and people think that it's not good, but it's also good. There's different opinions on it.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I feel like celebrities in order to secure those younger voters, you need to have somebody that could speak to them, somebody that they can understand. Yeah. So I think that's the reason why they do it. I can see why some people might think they're doing too much, or it's it feels forced, but I think it's for a reason, and it's to connect with us. I think the algorithm also affects what you see on social media in regards, just to anything in general, especially politics.
Mm-hmm. I think it's everything. Like an algorithm is everything because it's what you see on your day-to-day life, whether it be on Instagram, on Facebook. Like algorithms exist for that reason. So once you get affected by the algorithm, like there's no going back. Like you interact with these posts and that's the only thing you'll be seeing for like a couple of months.
Right, it's gonna stay on your feed, and that's
For a
all
while.
you're gonna see. Like on TikTok, you like something, you comment something, or you repost something, and it's on your feed like repeatedly over and over and
Every
over.
single
You
day.
can like something one time. It can be something completely random, and you'll see something related to that, like whatever that topic you liked.
A couple swipes later.
Later,
Yeah.
it'll be like on everything.
Right.
And it's hard to manage because you can't really, I mean, people can, like have their algorithm a certain way, but it's really about what these apps want to see, and also your demographic. Like if it's a young person, obviously we're going to be showing more memes, especially on TikTok.
Right.
Like some people may go into this a few months ago being like, yeah, I have my belief, and then all of a sudden you'll go on TikTok and you'll see memes of one candidate or memes about what this person said, and you're like, wait, that's kind of funny. Like I relate to this candidate, I relate to this person, like I think I want to vote for them. And then at the end of the day you have to like sit back and be like, wait, this is just these are just memes, like
Right.
this
Right.
is not an opinion. And I think a lot of people get influenced by that, just like whatever they see on the internet.
Or like on TikTok today, I seen like the United States core, where it was like a whole bunch of like the candidates from before and like from now. They were like doing funny things, and it was just so funny. Like I think like little things like that could affect like who people vote for.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I feel like, I mean, Gen Z, it's like a very has a very big like meme culture.
Yeah.
So a lot of us like, I mean, like jokingly, like unironically, we joke, like we communicate through memes, and I've seen a
Right.
lot of memes throughout both of these, the candidates' campaigns and everything, and like that was like there's like so many weird ones and like so many funny ones,
Yes.
and I just think that people see that as like a form of activism, but it's kind of hard to like see it as that, because again, they're just memes. They're just like
Yeah.
internet
Right.
jokes. It's just a joke. There's no
Yeah.
like factual like there's no like factual like information in them.
Right.
They're just jokes. But people will see those memes and be like, I think it's funny, so this is influencing me to go vote for this person or that person.
It's kind of like how we communicate by like joking, like, you know?
Right.
Or like dark humor, how people use
Yeah.
dark humor
Yeah, Gen
to
Z,
communicate.
I feel like Gen Z really copes a lot.
Yeah.
I feel like our generation is we know a lot is going on in the world, and like, we're trying so hard to like fight it, and it just seems like
Yeah.
the odds always against us. I mean, we went through a pandemic and everything, like
Right. That
we
also
went through
affected us.
a lot. It's
Yeah.
that did a number on a lot of people.
But I feel like they know, like the social media people know, candidates know. Like I've seen like people, like certain candidacies like use Gen Z memes to influence the culture. Like the amount of memes I would have like seen and thinking like, oh, it's just like some random Gen Z account, and it's like an organization using memes, like
Using memes, yeah.
to like
Right.
promote themselves or like promote their side. I'd be like, oh my god, this is
Right.
why people get hooked. This is
Like
why people
both
get hooked.
candidates actually have like a TikTok account, and it's just so crazy to me. Like
Yeah.
TikTok,
That's what crazy, yeah.
yes, like TikTok, and they have like millions of followers. Like it's just insane.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes they'll like collab with like other people to make the memes and everything. So it's just really cool to see like how social media is like being used even by like the agencies and everything, and like the governments to get people out there and vote.
Right.
Overall, do you guys think like social media is an effective platform for activism?
I think so, because like it's a way that everybody's voice could be heard. Like everybody, like you could put your opinion, you could put their opinion, and like how could you come together to put both your opinions together to like form like, even a brand new idea.
I think so too. I definitely agree with that. It's so easy to form an opinion and make an opinion as well. And in this new age of like technology, I feel like this is our main way to get through to people, is like, you know, using social media, using what we have at hand, because that really is our voice, especially for Gen Z. Like, that's our voice. Instagram is our voice. TikTok is our voice. Like, even though it's very controversial, like the app and everything, it does get a point across, and things do happen because of social media.
Right. Kind of makes me wonder, like, what if social media wasn't like a thing, like right now? Like,
girl, we'd be doing newspapers.
Real.
We'd be advocating through newspapers and banners.
Like how bad would that be? Would it be good? Would it be bad? Like, how would people, like, you know, communicate?
It'd be, I feel like when we think about it now, we'd be like, no, that would be too hard.
It's impossible.
But, like, back in times where they didn't have like Instagram to like post a simple story, they'll be like, girl, the posters are fastest way. Like, we gotta get these printing now.
Yes.
I feel like with social media, like when it comes to like seeing people's different opinions, I feel like before social media, like people had their opinions on like certain candidates and everything, but you wouldn't know that unless you like probably talk to them in person. But because of social media, you have so many different perspectives on things. People like, I support this person, here's why. I support this person, here's why. And they go, like, some of them go into depth about what, like, why they support this person.
Right. And even like you get information from like all around the world. Like, I just like recently learned like this morning about the Knoxville College, the HBCU that was destroyed in a fire like right after the election. Like, I would have never known about that because that's all the way in Tennessee. Like, it's just like the little connections.
Yeah, I heard about it, but I didn't read much about like what happened.
Yeah, I didn't read much, but like TikTok, like it posted like the news anchor, she was like, you know, there's a fire and like the HBCU was destroyed a little after the election and like this, that, and the third. I was just like in shambles.
Yeah, and it really shows like without social media, these things like wouldn't come to light, and it's also really easy to find information about actions and who makes these actions because of social media. Like, it's so easy to find people's information, so it's like, you know, we learn about these incidents and immediately after we're like, oh, this is who we have to blame for it. And I think without social media that would be very hard to do. Very hard.
Yeah, I, like in a way, like it helps because a lot of stuff on the news isn't covered like entirely. So because social media, you have the like those alternate like a different way to like get more information on a topic.
Right.
And if it's a young person, like maybe they could explain it to you in a better way that maybe the news can't or like your parents can't. So I think it's very beneficial.
Kind of reminds me of like the DYCD Instagram page. Like how we all get news on like the different things that's going on in New York City and like the different events.
Yeah, I try to stay up to date with that more.
Me
you
too.
guys are an awesome job. Very Gen Z.
Right.
Yeah, we had to do a complete overhaul. We had to do the complete overhaul, but like it's good to see that you know it's growing, it's expanding, and you know it's reaching out to the people that we want to reach out, which is basically you guys, like, you know, the youth and the kids. So yeah, I do believe social media is like very impactful when it came to this election and everything. And like, although we're kind of like, this is a period where like everybody is just like, again, you know, it's the internet is like the Wild West. So everything is just like coming at you at once. You're just hearing so many different things, and it's like,
what do I choose to believe? Like, what do I
exactly right? It's just very stressful.
Right. So overwhelming.
Yeah, sometimes like even with social media, like sometimes too much of it is like a bad thing.
Right.
I really hope a lot of people, you know, just like patient, like just have patience, and like, you know, it's okay, you know, to like not be on it
all the time. Stay away from it a little bit.
Yeah.
But I feel that way in general. I just feel like social media has just, you know, changed, like affected a lot of people when it comes to like mental health and everything, like events like these.
Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely. So,
and I think it takes a lot. Like, it takes a whole team to really, bring everything together and, moving forward with our new regulations and new government, whatever it is, we have to try to stay united and, work towards sticking together as a country and as a community as well. So, yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, I feel like that's all we can do. But now,
Yeah.
I just don't like seeing a lot of negativity.
Mm-hmm.
And as somebody who like always just tries to stay positive, I think like that's the best thing. I think that's what we should all strive for. So
Right.
That's what I took from all of this.
Yes, definitely.
So now I also want to bring attention to our Runaway Homeless Youth program and discuss a bit about that and what's going on currently. Just to give some background information on Runaway Homeless Youth, it's one of our programs here at DYCD that offers a multitude of services for our homeless youth here in New York City. And today I just want to speak a little bit about the borough-based drop-in community services, where young people between the ages of 14 and 24 and their families and talk about like what we supply them with the essentials, which is like food, clothing, access to counseling, and support throughout all 5 boroughs. But to start it off, I just want to ask, have you guys know somebody or ever like experienced like homelessness?
I definitely have a mutual that went through that. Her story was like actually like very, very sad. I feel like her experience like opened my eyes as to why we have like these certain programs, why we need to be sure to allow like everybody to have like a chance at getting certain things like food, clothes, water, and like not really be selfish with what we have. And like if you have, I think if you over have, you should give.
Yeah. I haven't really experienced it or have close relations to somebody who has experienced it, but I have had encounters with people who aren't close to me, but I've had conversations with people who are experiencing homelessness or need to be in a shelter, need help, and it's a hard conversation to have with somebody, but it's definitely informative because it opens my eyes to what actually goes on. And I'm glad that we have like RHY and so many programs at DYCD because I wouldn't have known about it. I wish I could have known about it beforehand when I would be meeting these people, because I would be like, girl, I have so many services for you. Like I can help you. But yeah, that's
why we're here to talk to bring that awareness to that, because I definitely agree that more people need to be aware of it, especially for our homeless youth who are going through a lot. I feel like nobody, but like especially like a young child or like a teenager, these are like the developmental stages of their life, and like just to go through all of that at such a young age, is
it's difficult.
It's difficult. It's very sad. It's lots of uncertainty and everything going on. So, and with mental health, the mental health crisis, and a lot of people struggling with mental health are also happen to be homeless as well.
Yeah,
right.
I don't know, like if you guys like maybe like walk outside and you can see like the homeless.
Many people they look like the way they look is the way they feel
right.
So it's just like wow.
Yeah, and it's definitely prominent for a lot of communities who suffer from mental health. Like a lot of queer and trans youth are at risk for that, and
right.
Even like relating to moving forward, like past January, we want to definitely provide more services and continue to provide these services to them, because it's definitely going to get tricky for them, and they'll need a lot of support.
Absolutely, especially like in the upcoming winter months.
Yeah,
right, when it's cold outside.
Exactly. So they definitely need all the support that they can get at this moment.
Yeah,
and I also think like when the youth is outside, like is they're like exposed to like dangerous stuff, street violence, like personal violence, like different like types of things. So I feel like having a shelter, like a place to go, is like the safest option, because like they could also like in the future, like the longest they're in there, they allow education and like employment opportunities, and stuff like that.
Right. I think with all these programs and everything that we're offering, I hope like Doris, I think you you hope it like opens people's eyes to like see what's going on around them.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like a lot of people, when they see homeless people out in the street, and they might be a little off-putting and whatnot, and people just look at them like they're not even human.
Especially on the trains.
On the trains and everything.
It's the worst.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. But some of it, like these homeless people, they have nowhere to go.
Yeah.
And I think, going to these shelters and giving them the support and help they need, people won't have to like experience that,
Right.
They just trying to get by just like us.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think people just need to, have a little bit more humanity and just try to, see things from their side as well.
Yeah.
Just quickly, what do you guys think? What do you think needs to change in society in order to address the
Definitely
homelessness youth situation?
More compassion.
Compassion.
And definitely more love, more willingness to help others.
Right, and like being able to like spread the news around, like even if it's like giving like word of mouth, like posters or anything like that, everybody should say, hey, like if you know anybody that needs these services, you can, go here. Like I know we have many drop-in centers in different boroughs.
Well said. So we are now close to wrapping up. Is there anything you guys like to say or any final thoughts for our listeners?
No, I think everything went really well for my first podcast.
Everything was covered?
Yes.
Yeah, definitely stay safe and keep going.
Keep going.
Yeah, have courage.
Thank you for that, Doris. And yeah, that concludes today's discussion. For more information on DYCD, check out nyc.gov/DYCD, or be sure to follow us on Instagram, Facebook, X, YouTube, and LinkedIn. Join us again next month for another episode of DYCD Next Gen. Once again, I'm your host, Ryan Cooks, and thank you for listening, and thank you guys for participating.
Thank you.
Thank you.